If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. That's what I learned, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. Let me ask you something. What are your dreams? What are the pictures in your mind that make your heart beat a little faster? That give you goosebumps when you think about them? You see, most people, they don't lack talent. They don't lack intelligence. They don't even lack opportunity. What they lack is focus. They start strong. They get inspired. But somewhere along the way, distraction knocks. Fear whispers. Comfort seduces. And the dream, it fades. Now I'm not here to criticize, I'm here to challenge you. Because here's what I believe in. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And discipline only becomes possible when you focus. You want success. Good. But let me tell you, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And who you become is determined by how you act, and where you focus. So the big question is, are you focused? Or are you distracted? Are you clear about your dream? Or are you still trying to impress people who don't even care? Do you wake up with intention? Or do you wake up just to survive the day? These are the questions. And today we'll answer them together. In this message, I want to take you on a journey. Not just any journey, but the one that starts right here with your dream. Because here's the truth. Everything begins with a thought. And thoughts, when focused, become things. Now, before we start, I want you to write it down. What is your dream? Be bold. Be clear. Be honest. This is your life we're talking about. And if you're really ready to stop drifting and start designing, let's go to part 1. Because success is waiting for you to focus. Everything begins with a dream. That's where it all starts. Not with money, not with connections, not even with talent. It starts with a dream, a picture in your mind, a fire in your heart. You see, dreams are the seed of all achievement. Without them, you're like a ship without a rudder. Moving, yes, but going nowhere. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you dreamed big? Not practical, not realistic, but big. Most people stop dreaming after a certain age. They trade in their imagination for responsibilities, for bills, for the daily grind. But here's the truth. If you stop dreaming, you start dying. And now don't get me wrong, dreams without action are just wishes. But action without a dream, that's work without purpose. And purpose is the fuel of focus. I meet people all the time, good people, hard-working people. But when I ask them what they're working towards, they go quiet, they shrug. They say, I don't know. They've been busy climbing the ladder, but they never stop to ask, is my ladder leaning on the right wall? Don't let that be you. Don't live years chasing someone else's definition of success, only to find out it was never yours to begin with. Success is doing what you want, with the people you love, in the way you choose. But how do you get there if you don't even know what you want looks like? You know what a dream does? It pulls you. It pulls you out of bed early. It pulls you through bad days. It pulls you past rejection. It pulls you beyond failure. Because when you have a dream, you stop needing motivation every morning. You've got something better. You've got direction. Let me ask you, what is pulling you right now? Stress, fear, other people's expectations, or is it your dream? Because one will drain you. The other will develop you. I remember talking to 2 young men after one of my seminars. Both had the same education. Both came from similar families. But one of them was crystal clear on his dream. The other, he was just going with the flow. 10 years later, the one with the dream had built his own company. He was fulfilled, focused, confident. The other, still drifting, still figuring it out. Smart guy, good heart, but no dream. And as I always say, it's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about it. The dreamer did something. He saw it. He believed it. He worked it. Before you can hold it in your hand, you've got to hold it in your mind. That house, that freedom, that business, that level of peace. You've got to see it before it's real. And you've got to see it every day. When the going gets tough, when no one believes in you, when the bank account is low, that dream will carry you. But only if you've built it strong enough. So here's my challenge for you today. Go somewhere quiet. Sit down. No phone noise. Just you and a notebook. And write it down. What do I truly want in this life? Not what they want for you. Not what your boss wants. Not what your friends think is cool. But why you? What do you want? Be specific. Be bold. Be honest. Because once you know what you want, you can begin to focus. And when you focused, everything changes. Set a goal so big that it will excite you and scare you at the same time. That's the power of a dream. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. What is one dream you've buried for too long and are ready to bring back to life? Let's bring that fire back. Because in the next part, we're going to talk about how to turn that dream into focus. Because dreaming isn't enough. You've got to learn to focus. And that's where we're going next. The clearer you are about what you want, the more your mind will work to bring it about. That's what I learned early on. And let me tell you, clarity is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You can't hit a target you can't see. You can't chase a dream you haven't defined. You can't focus without clarity. And that's where many people go wrong. They're busy. They're working. They're hustling. But they're not moving forward because they don't have direction. Let me ask you, are you clear on what you want? Or are you just busy doing what others expect? There's a difference between movement and progress. Hamsters run hard too, but they don't get anywhere. Don't mistake activity for achievement, I used to say. And I meant it, because if you don't know exactly what you're working toward, you'll wake up one day tired, frustrated, and confused, asking, why am I not further along? When you're clear on your dream, your energy becomes focused. Your decisions get easier. You say no to more things. You say yes to the right things. Clarity eliminates confusion. It silences distraction. It simplifies your schedule. A well-defined dream pulls you. It organizes your life. I used to say in my seminars, and folks would nod because they'd lived it. Think about it. When you know where you're going, it's easier to get there. Let me give you a practical challenge. Write down your goals. Not someday, not maybe, now. Because once you write them down, your mind starts going to work. It looks for connections. It recognizes opportunities. It filters distractions. That's the power of clarity on paper. I had a mentor tell me once, Jim, your dream doesn't live in your head. It lives in your habits, and your habits start with written goals. So I wrote them. Big goals, little goals, financial goals, family goals, personal growth goals. And guess what? They started happening. Because clarity fuels focus. And focus fuels results. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're fuzzy. They say things like, I want to be successful. Well, that's nice. But what does success look like for you? A six-figure income, time freedomly. All of the above. Define it, paint, write it, and then every day, read it. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it shape your decisions. Let me tell you something I've learned. Your life expands or contracts in proportion to your clarity. If you can't see it, you won't reach for it. If you don't define it, you won't prioritize it. The reason goals are so important is because they set up a direction for your life. They give you a destination. Without that destination, you drift, you wander, and eventually you settle. Ask yourself this. Let's pause. Let's reflect. What do you want your life to look like in 5 years? Be honest. Be clear. What does your day look like? What do you do for work? What does your bank account say? How do you feel in your body? What kind of people are around you? Now, how different is that vision from where you are now? Because here's the truth. You can't change what you don't define. And you can't improve what you won't clarify. Here are a few tools I recommend. Daily journal. Write your goals. Reflect on progress. Vision board pictures speak powerfully. See your dream daily. Weekly planning review. Adjust focus. Quiet time 10 minutes each morning to think and visualize. Accountability partner, someone to remind you of the dream when you forget. Do these consistently, and you'll be amazed at how focused your life becomes. Now, here's a question for Yug. Have you written your dream down on paper? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments. Be honest. And if not, why not? What's stopping you from getting clear? Because when you get cleared, focus becomes natural. Distractions lose their power, and life starts aligning with purpose. We'll go deeper. Because once you're cleared, you've got to protect that clarity with discipline. Because life will try to distract you. People will interrupt you. Temptations will come knocking, and only discipline it will keep you on the path. Stay with me. This journey has just begun. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That's one of my favorite lines. Because it's not enough to dream it. It's not enough to want it. You've got to work for it. And that work, that's called discipline. Now let me tell you something most people never realizing. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is a gift, a tool, a path. Most people think freedom is doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But that's not freedom. That's chaos. Real freedom comes from discipline. Freedom to live the life you want. Freedom to be healthy, to have peace of mind. But that freedom costs something. And the cost is called daily disciplines. I used to say, every disciplined effort has multiple rewards. And it does. You don't have to do everything at once. But you've got to start doing something every day. Just a few simple disciplines. Done every day, over time. That's the secret. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So ask yourself, what small habit I start today that would change my future? Just one. Listen. Once you get clear on your dream, the world's going to try to steal it. Distractions, excuses, comfort. They all whisper the same thing. Just take it easy today. But if you listen to that voice, soon you'll wake up wondering where the time went, where the energy went, where the dream went. That's why discipline is your defense. Discipline is saying, no, I'm focused. I have something important to build. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. The discipline to say, no. Let me ask you something. What do you need to start saying no to? Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's the snooze button. Maybe it's that voice in your head that says, I'll start tomorrow. Because if you don't control your day will control you. Discipline isn't just about doing the right things. It's about not doing the wrong things. And that requires courage and conviction. Here's something practical. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Win the morning. Make your bed. Read 10 pages. Write those little wins. They build momentum. They build confidence. And pretty soon, you're doing things you never thought possible. You're becoming someone new. Because self-discipline isn't just about your habits. It's about your identity. You won't always feel motivated. That's normal. But you can still be disciplined. Motivation comes and goes. But discipline stays. So ask yourself, what do I do when I don't feel like it? Do I stop? Or do I press on? Winners do it anyway. They train their minds to follow through. Not because it's easy, but because the reward is worth it. Let me ask you, what's one daily discipline that's helped you stay focused on your dream? Drop it in the comments. Let others learn from your example. And if you're struggling with discipline, be honest. Let's work through it together. Because the truth is, you're only one habit away from a breakthrough. Here's your challenge. Pick one habit. One thing you can commit to every day for the next 30 days. Write it down, track it, celebrate the small wins. And I promise, by the end of the month, you won't just be more disciplined. You'll be more powerful, more focused, more unstoppable. Because discipline is the backbone of your dream. We'll talk about what to do when things go wrong. Because even with the best clarity, even with rock-solid discipline, life will throw you a curveball. And how you respond will define your future. So stick with me. Let's keep building. Let me tell you something important. You can't outperform your own self-image. That means, if you don't believe in yourself, you'll never take the actions required to achieve your dreams. Success isn't just about skills or knowledge. It's about what's going on inside you. The thoughts, the beliefs, the quiet conversations you have with yourself when no one's watching. That's called the inner game. And if you don't master it, it doesn't matter how smart you are or how hard you work. Now, here's something to think about. What do you really believe about yourself? Do you believe you're capable of greatness? Do you believe you can change? Do you believe your past does not define your future? Because if you don't, your dream is going to stay stuck in the realm of maybe someday. You've got to believe before the results show up. Don't join an easy crowd. I used to say, you won't grow. Go where the expectations are high. But that includes the expectations you have for yourself. Now let's talk confidence. Confidence is not arrogance. It's not pretending. It's not faking it. Confidence is earned through discipline, through preparation, through keeping the promises you make to yourself. Every time you show up, when it's hard, every time you push through, when you feel like quitting, you make a deposit in the bank of confidence. And the more deposits you make, the stronger you feel. Let me ask you something. What do you say to yourself when no one's around? Because your words become your world. And if your self-talk is negative, if it's full of doubt, if it's filled with shame and fear, but that will shape the direction of your life. So speak better to yourself. Encourage yourself. Coach yourself. Tell yourself the truth. I am capable. I am growing. I am doing the work. I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. That's how you change your identity. And identity drives behavior. Your mind is a garden, and you've got to pull the weeds. Weeds like, I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'm too old, too young, too late. Pull those weeds. And plant seeds like, why not me? I've got what it takes. I was made for this. I work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's what I said. Because when you grow, you attract more. You attract better. And when your belief grows, your dream begins to feel real, doable, inevitable. Let me ask you, what limiting belief are you working to let go of? Be honest. Drop it in the comments. You might just help someone else find their strength too. And while you're at it, share one powerful affirmation you're using right now to speak life into your goals. Let's build each other up, because mindset is everything. Here's a challenge for this week. Write 3 positive affirmations. Say them out loud every morning. Look yourself in the mirror when you say them. You do that long enough, you'll start to believe it. And once you believe it, you'll act on it. And once you act on it, results will follow. Because success always starts in the mind. We'll talk about consistent action. How to stay the course when things get boring or difficult or slow. Because belief gets you started. But action brings the dream to life. Let me share something with you that changed my life. Success is something you attract by the person you become. See, it's not just about achieving the dream. It's about becoming the kind of person who can hold it, sustain it, honor it. Your dream is not just about getting. It's about growing. We all start out with big dreams. We want the success. We want the lifestyle. We want the respect. But let me tell you something. The dream you want demands a better version of you. A stronger version. A wiser version. A more responsible version. That's why I say, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Because if you grow into the kind of person worthy of the dream comes looking for you. Most people want the gain without the growth. But the order matters. You grow first. Then you gain. Want to earn more. Become more valuable. Want to lead more. Develop more character. Want to have influence. Strengthen your integrity. That's the formula. You don't chase success. You become the person it can't resist. Now, here's something to really think about. Growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. When you stretch a rubber band, it resists. Same with you. When you push beyond your limits, when you start waking up earlier, when you stop blaming, when you start taking responsibility, that's where transformation begins. And guess what? Your character gets built in those moments. Not when things are easy, but when you choose growth over comfort. Success is not a destination. It's not some magical finish line. It's a process of becoming, a journey. And on that journey, you'll face resistance, self-doubt, fear, failure. But don't let those things scare you. They're part of the curriculum. You're not failing, you're in training. And every challenge is a test, not to break you, but to build you. So let me ask you, what's one habit you know you need to develop to become that next level you? Write it down. Talk about it in the comments. Let's grow together. Becoming the person worthy of the dream doesn't happen overnight. It's daily, little shifts, tiny choices, small improvements, done with consistency. And slowly you begin to feel different, think different, walk different. Not because someone gave you permission, but because you earned it. You put in the work. You didn't give up. And now, you carry yourself like someone who's going somewhere. Because you are. Let me ask you this, who are you becoming? Are you proud of the direction? Are you showing up as the person your dream needs you to be? Leave a comment, I am becoming, and finish the sentence. Declare it, speak it, own it. Because you don't just build the dream builds you. Here's your challenge every morning for the next 7 days. Ask yourself one simple question. What would the best version of me do today? Do it. You'll be amazed at how that one question, repeated over time, will shape your mindset, your habits, and your results. The dream becomes inevitable. I'll leave you with this. Set a goal to become a millionaire. Not for the money, but for what it will make you to achieve it. It's not about what you get, it's about who you become. So don't just chase the dream, become the dream. Because that's how success works.